What's up, guys? Jelani here. I just wanted to quickly go over branding. So you're gonna see a video that I recorded, and it's gonna be talking about several things: first impressions, something I created called the artist complex, and just getting down to why branding is super relative to what we're talking about in terms of e-commerce and why it's so important that we build a strong brand. It ties in with the foundation. It ties in with everything that has to do with great sales is branding. Okay, so we are new to e-commerce, right? And we're building stores, within a day, right? So we have to make it seem like we've been in business for 10 years, 20 years, right? Like we are so established that there's no type of scamming going on. There's no type of distrust going on. So that's why branding is so important, and I'm bringing that to the forefront. Okay, so just watch my explanation on these things. It's really important. It makes really a lot of sense, and I just break it down really easily so you don't get confused and you understand why I'm putting it in the forefront of the course. All right, guys. So just watch this video and we'll get started. All right, bye. What is up, guys? I'm so happy to have you in Module 2. And in Module 2, we're going to talk about branding and why it is so important, and why I am putting this in the forefront of the course is because if your brand is not solidified, if it's not something that is looks professional, it carries itself well on the first glance, then your sales will definitely not match what you would hope they can potentially be. So I just want to talk about a few pointers and give you a few tips on how to build logos and how to make a professional brand and how to really stand out from the competition, because a lot of people are just building Shopify stores and not really putting the extra mile in to create something substantial, and that's where branding comes in. So let's talk about first impressions, okay? Say you are going on an interview, right? And you go on the interview and you don't have your hair done, or either if you're a guy or a girl, you don't have your hair done. If you're a female, you don't have your nails done. If you're a guy, you don't have, your nails look really dirty. There's dirt underneath your nails. And you go into the interview and the person who's trying to hire you looks at you and is just like, what the heck is this? Like, who is this person and why are they in my office right now? Okay? That is a first impression. And you want to carry that same type of mentality into what you're trying to build. If you are building a store that's really unprofessional and you're trying to bring people in via ads or organic search engines or anything like that, and they go into your store and they see they don't see trust symbols, they see the colors look really off, there's grammatical errors everywhere, that's a first impression. And that first impression is, it's not professional. It's not professional, and they're not going to go back to that store to buy something. So say you're trying to run a retargeting campaign to people who viewed your store. Now that person who viewed it once is never going to go back because they got a really sketchy vibe from it. And that's why first impressions are so important. You want to make sure that when you're building a store, that there's no grammatical errors. Number one, that is number one. Grammatical errors will shy people away from your store all day long. Okay, no grammatical errors. The color schemes look clean. There's no like really awkward color schemes like pink, green, and orange or something crazy like that, okay? Everything has to look clean. Everything has a story. From the color tones that you choose, from the font that you choose, everything tells a story to that customer, okay? And that's why it's imperative that you understand this. It's so important that you get this from the ground up, that branding is so important to your success, okay? Your brand is an extension of yourself, okay? You have to treat your brand like it's you. It's you going on that interview. It's you that is trying to go into your store and buy something from yourself. If you can go into your store and feel comfortable spending money on your store, then your brand is okay. But if you feel uncomfortable spending your own money on your own store, then you have a problem and you need to fix it. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to fix it, but it's really important that you feel comfortable spending your own money on your store, because if you can spend money, then someone else will spend money. And it's just a flow of things. It's just how things work, because if you do not feel comfortable spending your money on your store that you're building, then how do you expect someone that you never met, that they've never heard your store before, they don't know who you are, how do you expect them to spend their money on your store? It just doesn't make sense. So that's why your brand is an extension of yourself. Your store is an extension of yourself. You have to treat it that way. And once you start treating it like it's a real business, it's really something that you want to grow and nurture and, you know, see success from, then that's when you'll see lots of sales coming in. You'll start seeing that there's little factors that, you know, you didn't really notice before. People are staying on your site longer. People are looking at other products. When you're offering upsells, which is something like if you put, I don't know, like a legging in a cart and in your basket, and then you're offering a pair of socks, people are putting that sock in, you know, addition to the leggings. You know, you're going to see those type of things because people feel comfortable roaming the site. They feel the trust. They feel comfortable spending their money. So if your brand is off, let's fix that. If your brand is off, your sales will be off. Period, guys. If your branding is not good, your sales will be off. And I guarantee it. I promise you that if your brand is not up to par with what you're trying to sell, like if you're trying to sell high-end items and your store looks like a 99-cent store, what do you expect? You know, what do you expect from that? And my tip would be to go onto other websites like Nordstrom, Target, I don't know, any website that's particular to your niche. You know, if it's a clothing store, go on, you know, Saks Fifth Ave, or go on different sites and just see why people are buying from these sites. Why? Because it's about branding. It's about, you know, some sites are selling a dream and other sites are selling you products. And it's about just how you convey that. It's how you show people your brand. And it's so powerful because you can literally convince someone to buy something from you if you have a legitimate brand. If you can convince that person that you are trustworthy, that you are taking the time to put security measures on your site, that you are taking the time to make sure everything flows correctly, then you will see that people will spend more money. And this leads me to my last point. So I'm going to talk to you guys about something that I came up with. I was driving home and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So I kind of named it the artist complex, and it goes in depth of how artists become a brand, okay? So, for example, let's talk about Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians, okay? A lot of people don't like them, but it doesn't matter because they are a brand, okay? They took their name and they branded it, okay? Same thing with like Donald Trump. He branded his name. Like his name is Donald Trump. Kim Kardashian. These are people who are artists. They're branding artists at this point, guys, and it's all about marketing. They're professional marketers. And you see this time and time again. People who use their name, the first name, their last name, their whole name, they become brands. And if you can do that, if you can really, that's powerful. That's super, super powerful when you can get to that point where you can literally sell anything to anyone because of a name. And that's why branding is so important, because it's a name, it's the lifestyle. It's people love Donald Trump because of his lifestyle. People love Kim Kardashian because of their lifestyle. The Kardashians because of their lifestyle that they live in. It's because of their branding, guys. So if you can tell a story to a customer that your brand is, you know, it's high class, it's something that everybody wants, it's something that, you know, you can't live without, and you know, it's the next hottest thing on the market, then you have something there. And you can extend that to, you know, when I say the brand is an extension of yourself, you could bring that back to yourself and you could become a brand, you know? So that's why it's so, so important. And I'm going to show you guys some different things that I use to make quick little logos and quick branding techniques that set my stores from other people's. And that's the extra mile you have to do. That's it for today, guys. Tomorrow there'll be a new video, so if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe and hit that alert button so you know when that video drops. I know you probably want more information, but I want to take it really step by step and slow so you guys understand what I'm talking about. So if you want to see that video, subscribe, hit the alert button. I can't wait to see you there.